It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege to interview Katie Burt, who played with the PWHPA and now with the NWHL, the PHF. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Can you talk about how you knew that you wanted to play professional hockey?
Yeah, I think growing up, I always wanted to, be in the Olympics because there was no professional women's hockey when I was obviously growing up. So you either wanted to play in the Olympics or you wanted to play in the NHL. And I was born in 97, so I don't remember the 98 Olympic team, but just watching like Salt Lake and Torino and, watching the women play in the Olympics. And that was something that I absolutely wanted to do. And so, um, as I was going for that goal, the NWHL was created. And so, obviously I thought it was the coolest thing ever, right? Because we now have somewhere to go and somewhere to play and be professionals. So kind of as soon as that started, that the league started, that dream kind of started too.
What was your college time like at Boston College?
It was it's kind of surreal just thinking back. I was actually back there this morning. Um, and it feels like an eternity ago, but those 4 years were some of the most important years of my life in terms of development. And uh, I got a phenomenal degree from one of the best colleges in the United States, and I also got to play a lot of hockey and have a ton of fun. So you know I'm so grateful for those 4 years, and everyone that helped me along the way, and that was a part of it.
What was it like putting on the Boston College hockey jersey for the first time?
A dream come true, I guess. Like growing up, I had always wanted to go to BC. I watched Corey Schneider play as I was growing up and fell in love with Boston College, watching him play in the Bean Pod. You know, every year I'd watch BC in the Bean Pod, and I just, for some reason like Corey Schneider just like stuck in my brain, and I wanted to go to BC and I wanted to be like him. And so when BC, came to me and asked me, if I'd wanted to come there, it was a no brainer. Truly, um, it was really special to be able to fulfill that dream. And Boston College is such a unique and special place. Um,
What were some of your accomplishments during your hockey time?
the big one that comes to mind is I have the most wins of all time as a female. So I'm a handful or so behind Marty Turco for the all-time winningest goalie in NCAA history, male or female. And then we won a bunch of trophies. So we won 3 Bean Pots, 2 Hockey Easts. Never got the big one though, so it still kind of haunts you.
Of course, did you play with Delinka during your time at Boston College?
With Delaney,
Yeah, Delaney.
I did. Yeah. We played together for, I want to say, 3 years.
What was that like playing, of course, with Delaney and then move on to obviously playing with her in the PWHPA?
Yeah, I had a lot of teammates that kind of crossed over from Boston College to professional and even to Team USA. And it's so much fun, right? You have a chemistry with them. You know how they play, especially with somebody that you played with for years at a time. It's you have a certain trust in them, and you know how they're going to play. Whereas some of the other players, when you put them together in something like the PWHPA, it can be a little bit helter skelter. But to have that familiarity is it's definitely a plus.
What was it like whenever you got drafted into the NWHL to the Boston Pride?
It was a great feeling. I think, like I said, once that league was created, it was um, kind of a dream was created to play in that league and to play professionally, because we didn't have that opportunity at the time. So to be drafted, especially by Boston, where I'm, born and raised and went to BC, I think that was truly special.
What was it like the first time you got to put on the Boston Pride jersey?
Can you repeat that, please? Sorry, you cut out there.
What was it like the first time you got to put on the Boston Pride yellow jersey?
Yeah, I would say it was definitely a it's hard to rank them because I think putting the USA jersey is, um, you know, leaps and bounds better than anything. To represent your country is, there's nothing like it. But um, being from Boston and being able to be a part of a professional league with, all of these phenomenal women, it's really, I feel like I'm a little redundant, but it's really special, right? Like these women, we do so much, and we train and we work real jobs and we do all of this stuff, and it's like what we do for women's hockey is, um, it's going to pay dividends in the future for the future generation. So to be able to be a part of that is, it's awesome. It's super special.
What is a typical game day like for you playing with Boston Pride, playing with Kaylee Fracken and Julian Dempsey?
Yeah, I guess it depends on the time of the game. If we have a late game, like a 7 o'clock game, um, get up, do some light activity, a little bit of stretching. Hopefully get a game nap in, big pregame napper. Um, and then I'll eat my pregame meal and I'll just head to the rink. Nothing too special. I'm not too superstitious. If something's working and I feel like I'm in a groove, then I'll start to, repeat that. But I'm not one of those people that like has to do, I have to eat green beans and red sauce, and I'm not that weird.
What was it like for you getting to play in the 2019 All-Star game?
All-Star game was a blast. It was in Nashville. The whole event was just so well put together, and really made us feel like true professional athletes. And Nashville was a blast. It was pre-COVID, so we had no idea what was coming for us. But to play in Nashville at the Predators arena, and I was lucky enough to actually practice with the Predators the day before the All-Star game. So that was just a super memorable trip, and I'm really really glad I got to be a part of it.
Of course, what was it like transitioning from the NWHL to the PWHF?
PWHPA.
Yeah.
It's obviously there was a little bit of a transition, right? Because the PWHPA had started, we had split off and kind of create our own thing. So it was, by the players, for the players, led by the players. So it was a little bit different, but I think we adjusted well, and I thought the events that we had put together were great, and it was, you know, obviously I'm back with the NWHL now, but um, the couple years that I spent in the PWHPA were great, and I think their mission and their cause is really important. So I hope they succeed and I hope they do well.
What was your playing time like, of course, in the PWHPA?
We kind of split time, so overall I thought it was great, but at the end of the day, in the first year at least, there was just everything was kind of thrown together, and you split games and there was no set anything really. There wasn't even set rosters, so it was a little bit kind of chaotic, but um, at the end of the day, we accomplished, I think, what we set out to do in that first year, and hopefully they continue to build on that.
Of course, what are some similarities and differences between both leagues?
Yeah, I think the big one is our goal is to grow the game of women's hockey. I I hope both leagues succeed, because at the end of the day, if both leagues succeed, everybody in our game succeeds. Um, to me, I don't care who does it, whether it's the NWHL, or whether it's the PWHPA, whether it's any other letter organization. If they succeed, at the end of the day, everybody succeeds. So, um, we're both kind of striving towards that. Obviously, we have different ideas of how to get there, but that's kind of the biggest similarity. And then, just the differences are, you know, one of them has, the PWHPA has like weekends showcases, and then we have in the NWHL like just like a regular set type of schedule where we're traveling like any other normal team.
What was it like to obviously come back to the NWHL and now the PHF after, of course, your time with the PWHPA?
Yeah, I think I'm excited to see how the league has changed and grown since I've taken my little hiatus. Um, but I'm super excited. I'm really excited to be back, and um, we'll see how it shakes out by the end of the year. But we have a phenomenal team in the Pride, and I'm really excited to get going and um, see if we can defend the cup. If they still
Of
call it that, I don't know if they still call it that.
of course, can you talk about, of course, what it's like going to the Pride to help them to defend the cup, the Isabel Cup?
Yeah, I mean, they have both their goalies returning, so I don't really have any expectations. I'm just going to go in and work hard and be the best teammate that I can be. And whatever my role is, and I completely understand that. But um, it's my goal to help our team win games in whatever capacity that means. So um, we'll see what that means. But I'm excited because this is going to be a great season. The league has grown a tremendous amount since I left a couple years ago. So I'm excited to see that growth continue.
Of course, can you talk about what it was like going straight to Boston Pride versus obviously going to, let's say, Buffalo Buttes or Connecticut Whales?
Yeah, I think the convenience of being close to home and being from Boston and just having a sense of pride, playing for your hometown team, that was something that was really special to me. And the travel is tough. Like I train a lot here. I do a lot of things here. I work here. My real job is here. So um, going to a team like the Buttes or any other team that I have to travel quite frequently was not something that I wanted. Obviously, uh, if the opportunity had arose and I didn't have the opportunity to play for Boston, I would have taken anything. I just want to play hockey at the end of the day. But I'm fortunate that Boston wanted me and I wanted to be there as well.
What do you look forward to accomplishing in year 7?
Defending the cup, I think. We have a team that can do some damage, and I'm excited to see how that works. Obviously, I haven't been a part of a championship team in the NWHL, and a lot of our returning players have been. So I'm excited to kind of learn from them and just help our team win in any way I can.
Who are some players on, of course, the Boston Pride and other teams that you look up to in the league?
The first one that comes to mind is Demps. I think she is just an A+ human being. She's the hardest worker on the ice. She'll get in your face a little bit and she'll tell you what's going on, but she's one of the best leaders that I've ever had, and just a phenomenal human being, an awesome friend, and definitely look up to her. And I'm excited to be on her team this year.
What do you look forward to accomplishing, of course, with Julian Dempsey and Katie Fracken?
Yeah, I'm hoping that we can repeat, but I don't want to jinx it or anything. So um, we'll see.
Are there any other players that you look up to in the league that are on other teams besides, of course, the Boston Pride?
No, not really. I think our team is filled with character players and character people, and I'm sure the other teams are as well. But you know, I'm with our team all the time, and the people that I played with that are still here from from when I had played a few years ago are just awesome people, and they're just, I want to go to battle with them every day.
What advice would you give college hockey players looking to play college hockey and then move on to playing professional hockey?
Compete and enjoy it, because it goes by so fast, and everyone says that, and everyone tells you that, and I'm gonna be honest, is people told me that too, but I didn't listen, and I was like, yeah, whatever. Like 4 years is not gonna fly by. And like I told you earlier, like it feels like an eternity ago, and I only graduated 3 years ago. That I was in college, so it flies by, and just enjoy it while you can. And there's gonna be days where you don't want to go to the rink, and you don't want to play hockey, and you got to figure out a way to grind through those and just figure out how to love the process, because that's the whole point. Like you're not going to remember, certain scores, you're not going to remember certain things, but at the end of the day, every day you show up, that's part of the process, and those are the days that you remember, is working hard with your teammates and just kind of grinding.
That's great advice. What advice would you give professional hockey players and players from college that are looking to play professional hockey, whether it's the PWHPA or go into the NWHL?
I would say ask a ton of questions and kind of just survey the land, because the PWHPA isn't for everybody, and the NWHL/PHF isn't for everybody either. So ask a ton of questions, figure out what's going to be best for you, and kind of don't worry about what anybody else says. Just do what's best for you.
That's great advice. Where can my listeners find you at on social media?
Yep. So I am on Instagram. I'll be Katie_Burt_, and then on Twitter I'll be Katie Burt 33.
Thank you again, Katie Burt, for your interview, and best of luck in your future in the NWHL PHF.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Facebook at Brandon Sports Talk, Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Katie Burt, for your interview, and best of luck in your future.
Thanks.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.